Good day, everyone. I am Mark Vello, and you're listening to Headline News. U.S. nuclear submarine crosses Strait of Hormuz. On December 19th, Iranian-backed Iraqi militias launched a rocket attack on a fortified green zone in Baghdad, home of the U.S. Embassy in Iraq, killing at least one civilian and damaging the embassy compound. U.S. officials condemned the act on the following day. On December 21st, the U.S. Navy sent a nuclear-powered submarine across the Strait of Hormuz to send a clear message to Iran. Georgia's presence in the U.S. Fifth Fleet area of operations demonstrates the U.S. Navy's ability to sail and operate wherever international law allows, the Navy said in a statement. The statement continues, as an inherently flexible maneuverable force, capable of supporting routine and contingency operations, Georgia's presence demonstrates the United States' commitment to regional partners and maritime security, with a full spectrum of capabilities to remain ready to defend against any threat at any time. The Navy said the Georgia nuclear submarine is one of the most versatile platforms in the fleet, with excellent communication capabilities and the ability to carry up to 154 Tomahawk ground attack cruise missiles. The nuclear submarine can also accommodate up to 66 Special Operations Force fighters. The Strait of Hormuz is a narrow strait connecting the Persian Gulf, an important oil-producing area in the Middle East, to the Gulf of Oman, and the only waterway from the Arabian Sea into the Persian Gulf. On the northern shore of the strait is Iran. Late last week, the U.S. Navy held joint military exercises with Saudi Arabia in the Persian Gulf, highlighting the military partnership between the two countries. Saudi Arabia is a major regional rival of Iran. The Washington Times reports that the Pentagon's announcement of a nuclear submarine transiting the Strait of Hormuz on the Monday highlights a difference from the usual protocol. The Defense Department typically does not reveal the exact movements of specific warships, especially those involving nuclear submarines. As tensions rise between the U.S. and Iran, U.S. nuclear submarines makes a show of force in the strategically important waterways, and the U.S. Navy's strong presence in the Persian Gulf serves as a warning to the Iranian military. What did Biden say about President Trump at the Vaccination live broadcast? Joe Biden received the vaccine for the CCP virus, the novel coronavirus, during a live television broadcast in the afternoon of December 21st. Biden's wife, Jill Biden, also received her first dose of the vaccine. Vice presidential candidate Senator Kamala Harris of California and her husband, Doug Emhoff, will receive the vaccine next week. Biden's vaccination was administered by Tab Massa, a health services employee at Christiana Care Hospital. Meanwhile, Trump administration officials are busy vaccinating Americans across the country, hoping to contain the rapidly spreading virus. After the vaccination, Biden acknowledged that the Trump administration deserves some credit getting this off the ground with Operation Warp Speed. Biden received the first dose of the vaccine from Pfizer, the first vaccine approved by U.S. regulators. The second vaccine, produced by Moderna, also began shipping and distributing across the country late last week. Both vaccines require 2 injections given a few weeks apart. Public health officials say they aim to vaccinate as many as 20 million people before the end of 2020. But they warn that most people may have to wait several months before they can get the vaccine. Many representatives met Trump and Pence at the White House. President Trump met several members of the House of Representatives at the White House on December 21st, and they planned to reject the electoral votes of contested states for Democratic candidates and former Vice President Joe Biden when Congress convenes on January 6th. White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows confirmed that several members of Congress just finished a meeting in the Oval Office with the president. Republican representatives attending the meeting include Mo Brooks of Alabama, Matt Gaetz of Florida, Andy Biggs of Arizona, Jim Jordan of Ohio, and Jody Hice of Georgia. Senator-elect Tommy Tuberville of Alabama has also spoken with President Trump. He will join the process to block Biden's electoral votes. Another Kentucky senator, Rand Paul, has also said he may join his House representative. The Gateway Pundit reports that on the 21st, Congressman Jody Hice and Madison Cawthorn have announced that they will join other members of Congress in challenging the Electoral College ballot on the 6th of January. Congressman Jody Hice tweeted, "Big meeting today with President Trump, the Vice President, the President's legal team, Freedom Caucus, and other members of Congress. I will lead an objection to Georgia's electors on January 6th. The courts refused to hear the president's legal case. We're going to make sure the people can." On the same day, Congressman-elect Madison Cawthorn announced that he would challenge the Electoral College votes. In a tweet he said, "The right to vote in a free and fair election is the cornerstone of our republic. Attempts to subvert the constitutional authority of state legislatures to conduct elections strikes at the very heart of a representative government. I choose to stand in the breach, to fight for us." Also, Representative Matt Gaetz announced that he will challenge the Electoral College vote when the votes are counted in a joint session of Congress on January 6. Representative Gaetz made the commitment in a speech at Turning Point USA's Student Action Summit. He said, "I'm joining with the fighters in the Congress, and we are going to object to electors from states that didn't run clean elections." Representative Mo Brooks has also previously announced that he will oppose the Electoral College vote. Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville is also said to be joining the effort. As Matt Gaetz puts it, "Now it's time to fight." Why has Kamala Harris not yet resigned from the Senate? The Biden team had once again acknowledged its self-proclaimed victory on December 14th, the day of the electoral vote certification, as part of the usual left-wing media high-profile publicity. But the outside world is puzzled that Biden's Vice President Harris still has not resigned from the Senate position. Many commented that she actually lacked the confidence to finally become vice president. After the massive systematic irregularities in the U.S. election came to light, the leftist media and social media blocked such news and evidence across the board, while the left used a variety of tactics to promote the transition of power and create an atmosphere that Biden and Harris had been elected. But when vice presidential candidate Harris will be resigning from her Senate seat has been the focus of public attention. It appears to be used as an indicator of whether the Biden camp truly believes it won. Dr. Tianliang Zhang, a famous commentator and self-publisher, recently pointed out on his program that Harris is still afraid to resign from the Senate, which only shows that she herself has no confidence in taking office as vice president. Obama, who was also a senator before running for president, had resigned from the U.S. Senate just 10 days after winning the election. It was previously reported in the left press that it's not so unusual that Harris hadn't resigned from the Senate, as Vice President Pence did not step down as governor until January 9, 2017, after the 2016 election. However, some people refuted this, arguing that the positions of senators and governors are completely different. The Senate is part of the legislative branch and has no long-term, irreplaceable job, while the governor is part of the executive branch and needs to maintain normal operation of the entire state and there will be a lot of handover work. Thus, comparing Harris to Obama would be more reasonable. The left media also said that Harris did not resign from the Senate because she wanted to stay on the Senate Judiciary Committee to block new appointments made by Trump in the meantime. However, some people believe that this is a false proposition because Trump's appointments are now by proxy and do not even need to go through the Senate for hearings and votes. Netizens left messages like, "Why can Harris sail on two boats? Hasn't the rogue media already announced that Biden has succeeded? She seems afraid of losing both positions." China rushes to buy 100 million vaccine doses from Germany. Huge demand sparks speculation. In mainland China, on the one hand, the Communist Party of China, CCP, employs high-profile propaganda stating that China's vaccine research and development is first in the world. On the other, it has signed an agreement with the German biotech company BioNTech to urgently import at least 100 million doses of the corona CCP virus vaccine into the country next year. The huge demand has led to speculation. The vaccine, developed by the German biotechnology company BioNTech in collaboration with Pfizer, has already been licensed for emergency use in the US, UK, and other countries. Bloomberg reports that Shanghai's Fosun Pharmaceutical Group has the Chinese market's interest in the vaccine, and the two sides signed a partnership agreement in March this year, while another partner, Pfizer, was not involved in the Fosun contract. Fosun Pharma signed another agreement with BioNTech on December 15th to purchase at least 100 million doses of vaccines from BioNTech in 2021, subject to the approval for marketing the mRNA vaccine in China and the corresponding orders from Fosun Pharma's industry. According to the supply agreement, the upfront payment for the first 50 million doses of the vaccine will be 250 million euro, and Fosun Pharma will pay 125 million euro by December 30th, 2020, with the remainder to be paid upon the approval of the product in mainland China. Despite official claims by the CCP that 5 domestic vaccines have entered Phase 3 clinical trials and that the Chinese state-owned company Sinopharm submitted a marketing application for the vaccine to the Chinese National Medical Products Administration last month, there have been recent reports from around the world of Chinese citizens being diagnosed after receiving the Chinese-made vaccine. This resulted in the safety of the Chinese vaccines being widely questioned. On December 12th, the Peruvian Ministry of Health announced that a local volunteer had developed neurological symptoms after receiving the vaccine developed by Sinopharm, and therefore Peruvian officials decided to suspend the clinical trial of Sinopharm's vaccine in the country. On December 11th, it was announced that at least 17 Chinese citizens, 16 of whom were employees of a Chinese state-owned company in London Norte province, had been infected with the virus, and that all the infected Chinese citizens had been given a vaccine developed by the Chinese Sinopharm group before leaving the country, according to official arrangements in China. An Angolan Chinese woman, Miss Yo, also confirmed that the information was true. According to the report, the number of infected expatriate employees who received the Sinopharm vaccine could be in the hundreds. This concludes today's broadcast. Thank you for your time, and stay tuned for the next Headline News.